Hello mathematicians, welcome back to Number Corner. For Number Corner today, we will be working with our number line. You will need your Number Corner book opened to page 98 and a pencil. You can pause the video now to get what you need. Today, we will be finding more number neighbors. Open your Number Corner book to page 98. Have a look at this page and think about what you might notice. This page may look similar and different than our first number neighbors page. Let's have a closer look to see what we notice. Let's talk about some of the things we may have noticed. Show a connection if you noticed that we still have numbers in the middle of our center box and 4 boxes around that number. Show a connection if that's the same as our first page. Yeah, it is. Show a connection if you notice something a little bit different about these numbers. All of the numbers in the middle of our boxes on this page, well, they don't end in 0 like all of our last numbers did. That's a big difference. We'll talk about that in a moment. Show a connection if you noticed that we still have this little plus 10, minus 10, plus 100, and minus 100. Yeah, we are still going to use those boxes to find our number neighbors that are plus 10, minus 10, plus 100, and minus 100 from our number in the middle. Let's get a little practice at how we do this by solving the first one together. Then you will solve the rest of the problems on your own. Let's get started with number 1. Remember, our number neighbors are the numbers around a number on the thousands grid. Let's look at the first number, 345. What are the number's neighbors? Show a connection if you have some ideas about what the number neighbors might be. Let's check those number neighbors on the thousands grid. Can you find our number 345 on the thousands grid? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Well, I should see a thumbs down. There is no 345 on our numbers grid, is there? No. All of our numbers on the 1000 grid count by 10 going across the rows or 100 going down the columns. If we can't find the number 345, can we find a number that's really close to 345? Thumbs up if you think we could. Yeah, we can. We can use the number 340. Why could we use the number 340? What do you think? Now, you might have a few different reasons. The most important reason why we can use 340 is because it has a 4 in the tens place. Let's see what happens when we add 10 to 340 and see how we can connect that to adding 10 to 345. If we add 10 on our thousands grid to 340, where do we land? Show a thumbs up if you're thinking 350. That's good thinking. That's 10 more. Now, our numbers in the tens place changed by 1. If we change our numbers in the tens place by 1 with 345, what number do we get if we add 10 more? What do you think? Show connection if you were thinking 355. Yeah. What has happened to our number in the tens place? Show a thumbs up if you're thinking it went up by 1 or by 10. What about our number in the ones place? Did it change? No, it didn't change because we're only changing the digit in the tens place. Let's try 345 minus 10. Put an idea in your head of what you think that would be. What number would that neighbor be? Let's check on our thousands grid. Now, we know we can't start at 345, but we can start at 340. And we know that the number in the tens place would change, but the number in the ones place would not. So if a number neighbor, 10 less than 340 is 330, the number neighbor 10 less than 345 must be 335. How about our number neighbor that is 100 more than 345? Do you have an idea of what that number would be that you can put in your brain? Let's check. Now let's look at our thousands grid again. If we're at 340, we know that 100 more is 440. So if we are on this page and 345, our number neighbor is plus 100, our number neighbor must be what? 445. What is our number neighbor that is minus 100? Put an idea in your head and let's check. If we're on 340 and we subtract 100 on our thousands grid, we go to 240. On this page, our number neighbor for 345 then must be what number? Show a connection if you're thinking 245. When we go up by 100 or back by 100, what happens to our digit in the hundreds place? Well, show a connection if you're thinking it goes forward or backward by 100. That's good thinking. Do our numbers in the tens place and the ones place change? Thumbs up or thumbs down? I should see a thumbs down. This is how we solve the problems on this page. Let's have one more look at the rest of the page. Now you have 2 additional questions at the bottom. These questions want you to explain what happens to the tens digit when you add 10 to a number. Think about that tens digit, the one in the middle. What happens as we add 10? Number 11 wants you to explain what happens to the hundreds digit when you subtract 100 from a number. Think about that hundreds digit all the way on the left. What happens when you subtract 100? Now, you have a job to do, mathematicians. You will finish the rest of this page, problems 2 through 9 on your own, and show your teacher when you're finished. Time to get to work, and I'll see you next time for Number Corner.